What's on, and welcome to the podcast, episode 1. Who is this podcast for? First of all, this podcast is for men who are looking to transform their bodies, their energy, their mind, their health, and really just take things to the next level. And they're fed up of dealing with false information, misleading information, and just don't know what to do and where to turn. We're going to be covering things that get anybody in shape, but keep them in shape for the long term, whilst actually living a life that they enjoy, so they're not going on these short 6, 8, 12-week diets only to end up back where they started and beyond, because they didn't have a lifetime solution, which is what we absolutely must do. There's no point going through the hard times of the dieting, the training, the steps, the cardio, whatever it may be, just to end up back at square one. Why is this podcast going to be any different to one that you listen to in the fitness realm? So yes, throughout this podcast, you're not just going to be getting information shits on your carpet. You're going to be taking away high value information that you can go away and implement straight into your life. Okay? But that's not it. What we're really going to be focusing on in this podcast is going that level deeper. With most things that you'll see on social media, they focus on the top player. This is the plan that you need to do. You need to be in a calorie deficit. You need to lift weights, which is fucking brilliant. And you do need to do those things. However, that's not the only thing that you need to do. If you're struggling to make progress, you're struggling to stay consistent, there's probably a reason for that. And it might be that the plan just isn't built for yourself, your life, your struggles, 100%. But there might also be an underlying reason that we've got to actually look at. We've got to peel the onion and look at the why behind the why. Okay, for example, you might have a perfect plan built out for yourself, but if stress is through the fucking roof, that's the thing that's stopping you being consistent. The aim of this podcast is to get you to a position where you can take the information, learn about what your struggles actually are, learn how to implement, learn a way around the struggles that you're having to work with them, not against them, and be able to even get results by yourself without ever needing to buy from me. So what can you expect going forwards with you subscribing and listening into this podcast? You're going to take away real, genuine fitness advice, no generic bullshit that's just go away and do this. Okay, no quick fix fads, because that's not going to be the thing that gets you in shape and keeps you in shape for the long haul. We're going to be bringing on friends, clients, other coaches, other people that are high up in their respective industries to give you all the information, the implementable information that you need to really be successful with your journey going forwards. We'll be utilizing live Q&As that you can come on, ask myself questions that I'll fire back at you. More importantly, we'll be doing case studies of my own personal journey, my clients' journeys, and what got them from their starting position to long-term success, how they dropped their body fat, how they gained muscle, how they stayed in shape whilst they were going through hard times, Christmas, holidays, whatever it may be, being away from their plan, because you can't be on plan day in, day out going forwards. It's just not going to happen. I'll be taking you through my own personal journey and looking at how we go from running a business, being very, very busy, to actually still getting the results that I'm getting in my own life. But we'll be taking things further and going from looking at the transactional coaching strategies and looking at the transformational strategies. A really important thing that we're going to be going through here, that's going to be a constant message, is teaching you how to live in alignment with your vision, with your values, because if you're coming away from those, you're never going to have true long-term success. You might not know what those things are right now, but I'll teach you how to actually unpick those, discover those, and how to stay in alignment with them from the word go. So what is my actual mission? My mission is to help men get lean, get strong, live a life of purpose that aligns with their vision and their values, but taking this beyond fitness. Fitness is the springboard for a lot of people where they can just go and get what the fuck they want from life, be it go and speak to the girl that they like, go on the holiday that they want and take their top off without giving a shit. to go move abroad, to go for the job promotion, because what this is going to give them, it's going to give them the confidence and the energy to propel forward and go the fuck after these things and really just be able to do what it is they want, when they want, with zero shits given, whilst giving them the tools to go through, get these results that they want, but maintain them without making sacrifices. I still like going out for food, going out for a beer, doing all the normal life stuff that if you enjoy now, going through your transformation, you should still do. Okay, because if you sack these things off as you go through your transformation, when they come back in, you're going to shit the bed and end up back at square one. So what are my core values and my coaching philosophy? I do believe in sustainability throughout the journey, but I have a different perspective on what sustainability actually is. Okay, because diets by themselves, they're not supposed to be sustainable. You can't diet forever, nor should you want to. Okay, now when someone comes to myself, if they want to go a little bit faster, depending on what they have going on in their life, they can. If someone comes to me and they want to drop a certain amount of body fat before a wedding, before a holiday, who the fuck am I to say, no, you can't do that? Like, fuck off. Okay, you've got to lose 1% per week. Bullshit. Okay, yeah, you can't be doing anything stupid or unhealthy, but the result is they're going to try and do it by themselves anyway, or they're going to be very unhappy at their wedding. So I'd rather they came here and did things properly. Now, sustainability looks at the whole journey. So even though in this example, they might put their foot down on the accelerator more, we can then ease back off later and look at how we actually maintain that result. And that's where the sustainability comes in. I wholeheartedly believe that fitness should complement your life. It shouldn't absolutely take over your life and be the only thing that matters and stop you doing the other things that you enjoy. I've been an athlete where that's been the case, and at the time I thought it was great, but when I've gone through photo shoot preps, competition preps, what it made me realize is how fucking cool life is, how experiences with friends, family, partners, travel, whatever it may be, are so important, and they add richness to the journey, and making sure these things stay present is what's really going to add to your long-term success. A really important message for you to take away from this is you don't need to be perfect. What you need to be is consistently very good. Perfect fucking sucks. Perfect means you live off lean protein, vegetables, and lean carbohydrates forever. You never go out, you never see your friends, you live in the gym and you wank yourself off over spinach. Not the most fun thing for us to be doing, right? For myself, with clients, with people on social media, the most important thing is honesty. If someone comes on board or they speak to myself, I'm not going to bullshit someone and sell them the dream and say, yeah, in 8 weeks, you're going to achieve X, because you can't guarantee shit. Okay, yes, you can say if you do everything I say, you will get to this. But what if a huge amount of stress comes up? What if they lose their job? What if they go on holiday in that time period? So I will be wholeheartedly honest and truthful with people that speak to myself, and that's really important. And it might drive people away when they understand this is actually how far away I am from achieving my goal, but I'm never going to lie to people. Now, it's really easy to look at people like myself that do this for a living and think they don't understand me. Now, my personal experiences have shaped my whole coaching philosophy. I've done the extremes from every different angle. I started off as a national athlete where sport shaped my whole life. It was what I did when I woke up in the morning. It was what I did in the afternoon. It's what I did in the evening. I didn't go out, I didn't drink. That was what my whole life and purpose was. I got really, really into training, dieting, building, whatever. And then COVID hit. And I got into what I would perceive as my worst ever shape. I was living in a small studio apartment and going from deadlifting 200 kilos to press ups in a resistance band. And I fucking hated it. And after a couple of weeks of doing that, I sacked it off. I was like, fuck this. This is really, really boring. And gyms were shut for way longer in France than they were in England. And that led to me getting into a sort of skinny fat shape where my only exercise was just going out for, I think it was like a kilometre walk around the apartment. We'd get arrested, sick. And that was it. I stopped caring about my other lifestyle habits like my sleep, my nutrition. I just did whatever. When this came to a close and the gyms opened up again, life opened up again, I had zero purpose. I was going to the gym, but I was super fucking unfit. The weights that I was lifting before felt like the heaviest fucking thing in the world. And I just wasn't excited about being in there because it just felt like the start of a whole new massive journey. So what I did was I set a goal of doing a photo shoot and getting on stage in a dark tan class. And I went through this and I went all in, okay? It was all in, all purpose on this to get really lean, get in the best shape I ever got in. And I did achieve that, but I missed out on a lot of life. And this is where I realized how important maintaining these things are, because I got to the latter stages of that and thought, fucking hell, I'd love to go out for dinner with the missus. I'd love to just go abroad and not have to be so fucking anal with doing this. And that's really what led me to the approach that I have now, in terms of not needing to eat like some boring fucking bodybuilder that's the only thing they care about. And as I was going through that, the photo shoot prep, the prep to get on stage, I lost the ability to even have a rock hard knob for months on end. So, you know, you're not just missing out on other things that you care about, your testosterone, etc. It was also, or mine was absolutely shot throughout this period. So what I was really missing out throughout this was just enjoyment. I was missing out on enjoying my life and living in alignment with my vision and my values, which I didn't necessarily know at the time, but they became very, very apparent to me as I was going through that prep. Now, I've personally made every fuck up in the book that there is so that you guys listening, my clients, my followers on social media don't need to. When I did my first ever diet, I was living off like 5 meals a day, 3 of which were like chicken, rice, and broccoli. One was like 4 egg whites, 2 whole eggs, and asparagus, and 1 oats protein powder and blueberries. I got really fucking lean. When that finished, went and got pizza with a friend of mine. 2 minutes later, when we've left, I'm gonna shit myself. Like, fucking run to the car park. Run to the car park. Geezer's already in the men's toilet. Only one toilet. Fucked it. No one's in the women's. Sound. Go in there. Shit my entire insides out. Hear people come in. Just sat in silence. Letting them go out. It was awful, but my digestion for weeks after this was shagged because I'd just eaten these particular foods. My gut was just not ready to process these foods for weeks on end. So that's a bit of a lesson from my arsehole to not do that. That's a true story as well. Another big fuck up that I made is when I first got into this sort of gym game, I got a meal prep from the owner of the gym, right? Because I didn't have a clue what I was doing in terms of the nutrition. And on it said sweet potato, raw. And I was like 16 thinking, fuck, that's a bit rough. But if that's what I've got to do to build muscle, to get bigger, I'll fucking do it. People at work thought I was mental and it looked like moldy carrots and it tastes rank and it took fucking ages to eat, but I was eating raw sweet potato for like 2 months before I realised I was being an absolute dickhead. So don't do that. So I've made these hilarious fuck ups. I've skipped from workout to workout, making no progress so that you guys don't need to. So who am I outside of this fitness realm? Because I know it's so easy, like I said earlier, to look at people and think that this whole fitness thing is just so absorbing and that's all they do. But I love other things outside of this too. And this is what I want to teach you guys to still be able to do as you go throughout this process. I love dogs, and I think people that don't are kiddie fiddlers or serial killers, straight up. I'm a big football fan and I love being able to go to the football, have a couple beers, go out for food afterwards and still live my life, still travel, go abroad, go to places in Europe, Asia, Australia and actually immerse myself in the culture while still living a life where I'm getting results, I'm in great shape, I've got high energy, high confidence, and I'm not scared about going into any room because I'm still taking care of myself, my health, and living in alignment again with my values. And I've been able to do this. I've traveled for a year and stayed in shape because it was that important to me without being in there for 2 hours a day, living off fucking boring ass foods every single meal. Now, a big goal of mine personally is to buy a Jeep Wrangler. So if you could subscribe to this so that I can buy one, that would be sick. And as I'm talking to you on this podcast now, I'm in the process of my own diet. So over these next few weeks, these weekly episodes, you're going to be able to follow along with myself going through this process, so you can see that it's not just me telling you, it's me living it as well. I'm going through this process with you to get those very same results. I've got a sort of a holiday business trip coming up to the US in May that I don't want to be fat for, because it's going to be hot, it's going to be sunny, I'm going to be on the beach, and I'm meeting a few clients there. So I want to be in good shape off the back of like an 8-month gaining phase. So we're looking to lose sort of probably 10 to 15 kilos from where we are now to get relatively lean, and then to maintain there throughout the summer period whilst I'm holidaying or bobbing around doing whatever the summer entails, sitting in the beer gardens like we like to do in the UK, in good shape. But I'll be doing all of this exactly how I will tell you guys to do, but I'll be doing all of this exactly how I would tell all of you guys to do, while still being able to go out for food. Whilst I've been up here recording this podcast, I've ate out in the last 24 hours 3 times. Okay, and it's still within my calories, so I'll get the exact same results, because at the end of the week, the total calories at the end of the week will be exactly the same. Maybe the food quality in those particular meals hasn't been where it would normally be, but if we're hitting consistently very good, 80% very, very good, we're going to be absolutely sweet. So look, that wraps us up for this first intro episode. Now, if you've taken value from this and you take value going forwards, then please do subscribe. It really does help us out to know that we're giving you the right style of content. And if you drop me a DM on socials with whatever topic it is you want covered and tell me what your specific goal is, then I will personally send you back a free training, a free resource, so that you can take that going forwards as well as what you learn on here on my page to go forwards and achieve your goals. Cheers for listening. Bosh.